Yo, hello, what is going on, you guys? Bison back here with my first ever Pokemon related video. Today, we're going to be having the investment talk, and today's topic is going to be prismatic evolutions. Obviously, everyone is talking about prismatic evolutions. I mean, it's literally all over the place. You know, people have their own opinions of how they'll approach the set or what strategies they have coming to the set. And I decided to throw my 2 cents in as to how I plan on approaching this set. So when we come down here, obviously, if you go to the Pokemon Center website, anything prismatic related is sold out. And if you go to the PCTB, it was set to a quantity of 4 when it first dropped, and then it got dropped down to 2, and then it just got sold out. And it's been unavailable since. I've been checking here and there, but obviously no luck. But there could be a chance that this does come back online. But when will that happen? If it will happen, we don't know. So now, going over to the secondary market, when it comes, so first things first is to all the people that were able to buy the PCTBs off Pokemon Center, you took a huge double, or not a huge double, a huge W. And especially if you're someone that heavily relies on, flipping when it comes to this hobby, obviously you need to make flips to make that income to, buy into the hobby. Then if you were able to secure those PCTBs, you're going to be making pretty good gains off that. Even if you only got 2, really good gains. Now to the rest of the people, that missed out and think, oh, you know what? Are we just going to sit here, take the L? Are we going to just have to sit on the sidelines while everyone gets to watch their investment just skyrocket? No. Now, when it comes to it, if you look at the regular, or not the regular, if you look at the PCTBs on the secondary market, on eBay, as you can tell, it's kind of scattered. But you have some that are a pretty fair price. 4 of them for $445, and 4 of them for $500. Now, the price range that I personally would say for me would be a very comfortable price to buy at and still make a pretty considerable amount of gains would be 100 to 130 after fees and everything, which that alone is going to be really difficult. But I mean, like I've shown you here, 500, and you have another one for 445 after fees and everything. You're probably looking at around anywhere from 125 to 130 something per PCTB, which at that point I would say is a relatively good and fair price. Now the problem is you have to make sure you're buying off of people that are legit. You don't want them to just, you buy it and then they just keep your money. And then you have to go through this whole eBay process of getting your whole money back, and it's just a huge headache all around. You don't want to deal with that. So when it comes to PCTBs, I do see anywhere from 100 to 130 being a fair price and a price point to where you can make relative gains, especially if we're going over to the 151 PCTB, currently sitting at a market price of 216. Obviously, one thing you don't want to do is look at a set and compare a new set or whatever set you have and say, okay, this box did it in this amount of time. This box will do the exact same thing because it's the same or it's better. No, there's a lot of different variety or variants that come into account with how a set will perform, how long it'll take to reach a price point. There's a whole lot of different factors. Now, obviously, if we look at the PCTB for 151, last year it was literally sitting in the low 90s to low hundreds, $10 difference for a couple months. And then in September, that's when a lot of sets, obviously here looking the PCTB, it just skyrocketed. It literally skyrocketed from 147 all the way to where it's at right now. And keep in mind, right now we're in a bull market. And what's happening right now is something that we haven't really seen before. It's not something that's very common. So when it comes to prismatic evolutions, obviously anything related to it is sold out, right? Now, is it a set that you should FOMO into, that you should, honestly, I would say, me personally, not at these high prices. PCTBs 100 to 130, fair price. You can even stretch it to 140. Because let's say arguably the PCTB ends up going to 200 plus, even if you bought it at 140, you're still making a relatively good gain. Because the thing is with this PCTB, because this set doesn't even come out for another 2 months, I could honestly see the PCTB going close to 200, if not a little more, in just a few months. Who knows how long? It could be a month. It could be two. Obviously, we don't even know at this point. I mean, with surging sparks, I mean, look at how that's performing, and it literally like just released. Even pre-sale, if you were somehow getting surging sparks booster boxes for like 105, 110, by the time you actually got them in hand, you already made money. So that could be the same case here for the PC ETB, because obviously PC ETBs most of the time obviously perform far better than the regular ETB. Now, coming over to the regular ETB, no. Okay. Don't FOMO. Don't buy this. Okay. I'm not buying it. Okay. Just wait for a big seller to do the pre-sales or websites or whatever. And trust me, you'll more than likely, okay, I don't want to for sure tell you because we don't know how this market is, but I honestly want to believe, and this is what I'm following. I honestly believe that if you just wait pre-sales, there will probably be orders up for cases, probably in the low 500s to the mid 500s. Honestly, I don't really see this, the regular ETB. I don't really see it going for, like, this ETB is not going to be possible to get for under 40. Even the low 40s, I don't really see that happening. Okay, maybe high 40s, like 48 per ETB, so 480. But yeah, at that point, it's going to be really difficult because you have to keep in mind that you're not the only person trying to get, you know, vast quantities of cases for like a fair price. There's a whole bunch of other people. You could be someone that says, okay, I have $1,000 or I have 1,500, I have 2,000. I'm going to put, there could be someone else like that could have 5,000 ready to just put into the set, 10,000 to put into the set, you know? And some of those people on top of that have connections, you know, to be able to secure really solid prices or ensure that maybe they're not going to get, you know, the quantity that they requested, the amount they requested, but they're still going to get maybe relatively close to what they were asking for. So let's say they wanted 50 cases, they might be able to pull in like 30, you know, which you could say is not close to the 50, but it's still like a pretty good amount compared to what other people may be able to secure at a relatively low price. So the thing is, when it comes to the pre-sales for regular ETBs, don't buy it at these prices. Just wait for a pre-sale. I'm very confident that websites and all that, they'll start putting up pre-sales. I honestly want to say anywhere from 500 to 550 for a case. Under 500, I don't even know if that's possible. It might be, but I honestly think that those prices are just going to be bought up like that. And if you're not on top of that, yeah, you're going to miss out on that. But 500 to 550, I see that happening. And just seeing what the regular 151 ETB is doing, because keep in mind, it did get reprinted, restocked. Someone corrected me on that, but it was like in the low 70s, and then it came down to like the low 50s. Because I remember I was buying, like, I bought some at the initial release, and then after some time, the prices dropped afterwards. Right after, like I said, restock, reprint. I don't remember. And they dropped down where the cases were like in the low 500s. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pick more up. And obviously, I mean, that was a good play because I essentially doubled my money. So with Prismatic, seeing as how it has like insane hype around it, I could honestly see the ETBs, you know, peaking close to 100. It might be like in the low 90s. I could see in the mid 90s, honestly, especially with the demand. Because keep in mind, the whole set list hasn't even been like released yet. You know, obviously, um, with all the, if I'm not mistaken, SIRs. I haven't really paid too much attention to the set list because obviously it's 2 months away, but I did give it a look. And honestly, with what I'm seeing, I could honestly see this set performing very well in like the short term. Long term, who knows? It could perform extremely well, or it might, same thing what happened with Celebrations and Crown Zenith, perform good, but then after some time just kind of stagnate. So if short term Prismatic evolutions, if you're able to get at fair prices, is a play. especially the PCTB. Like I said, if you're able to buy it at those prices, which is possible. It's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of work, and for someone that like, because for me, I don't really rely on flips to make income, disposable income, in order to reinvest into the hobby. I already have other sources of income. But for people that do rely on it, honestly, PCTVs are going to be like a really good play depending on the prices you get. But don't be paying close to 200, 180 or whatever. I don't see this PCTV mooning to 300 plus. Okay, regular ETBs, just hold off on. I'm pretty sure that there was going to be websites, big sellers that will put out, pre-sales for cases for regular ETBs, because keep in mind, regular ETBs are usually most of the time controlled very well. PCTBs, that's a whole different story, but regular ETBs, yeah, don't be paying these numbers. Okay, and when it comes to Prismatic as a whole, I know there's also people saying the one thing that sucks that I will throw out there, and one person I watch a lot, Nostalgianomics, same thing, says the same thing. Pokemon USA, same thing. All in agreement. A lot of people, actually, if you've been in this hobby for a good while, the thing that people say is Evolving Skies 2.0, which I can see. I mean, obviously evolutions and everything, but it's not one-to-one Evolving Skies 2.0, because the thing that really holds a set back, that really just kind of just sucks, is it's a specialty set, and it really just limits it. Why? Because there's no booster boxes attached to it, right? And for me, obviously, storage wise, booster boxes are way better than ETB storage wise, and gains wise, especially long term, booster boxes always outperform. And that's what really just hit, like, kind of had to put a limit, to this set of what it could have performed if it was a mainline set and had booster boxes attached. So, in my personal opinion, this isn't one-to-one Evolving Skies. Like, it's not going to be at the same potential as it, because, like I said, it's a specialty set, so it's just kind of limited to what it can like perform. Who knows? Long term, it could be crazy, or could stagnate, or Pokemon could just come out and say, you know what, we're gonna just print this into oblivion. Who knows? It could just be like a whole 180 that happens. But for the short term, I don't think Pokemon's gonna do an insane print of it. And once it gets released, PCTB, I can see it performing very well, especially if you're able to secure it at a neat price. Regular ETBs, just wait on it. Just obviously look around, be on top of it, but just wait for the pre-sale prices for a case, in the 500s. Okay, paying literally 80 to 90 plus for a regular ETB. Which, keep in mind, look at these prices and look at the regular, like the PCTV, like that does not make sense. Okay, that literally just did not make sense. That you're paying almost close to what a PCTV. Like, no, don't do that. Okay, don't do that. Don't FOMO into these prices. Okay, but anyways, that's how I plan on approaching this set. I'm just gonna wait for the regular ETB pre-sale prices for the cases. For the PC ETBs, honestly, I'm just gonna take an all on them, because it's too much. Like, it's definitely out there, those plays for PCTVs, but like I said, I'm not someone that really heavily relies on flips for the hobby, or really at all. I have my own source of income, and it's just too much work, and I don't really have that amount of time to do, to kind of going through and sorting and okay, I found some good prices, this and that. At that point, I'm just more like, okay, if I could just secure a couple cases for low 500s for the regular ETBs, and the ETB somehow ends up going to low 90s or whatever, pretty relatively good gain, especially because compared, from my personal experience, when I sell, usually the regular ETBs sell a lot quicker than PCTBs, because PCTBs are obviously more collectible. But in terms of how much I sell in like bulk and everything, or like bulk pricing and everything, yeah, regular ETBs I've sold a lot faster than PCTBs. But obviously, out of any sealed product, booster boxes have been like the fastest selling sealed product. For my, and really in general, this goes for anything. So, anyways, that's how I plan on approaching this set. And anyways, that's gonna be the end of this talk. If you guys feel free to comment down below if you guys disagree, agree with my opinion, or throw down how you guys, or throw down in the comments how you guys plan on approaching this set or what your strategy is. And also comment down below if you were the lucky few that were able to secure 2 PCTVs, or if you were able to secure 4 of them. If you were someone that was able to secure 4 of them, consider yourself lucky, because obviously we have to wait and see what happens. But with the market we're in and all the hype and everything attached to Prismatic, once this set release, once those PCTVs come in, honestly, like I really see that PCTV just steadily like climbing in a short time span. Regular ETBs, honestly, I said 90, but honestly, a more realistic number might be in like the mid 80s, low 90s. That's kind of what I estimate. After some time, like I said, it all depends on like the print and everything, but I don't think they're gonna like out of nowhere just print Prismatic into the ground. I don't think that's gonna happen. And with the market we're in, if it continues, yeah, it is possible. Really anything can happen with the regular PCTB. But yeah, that's how I plan on approaching this set. If you guys did enjoy this video, feel free to drop a comment, leave a like, and hopefully tomorrow I'll have a brand new video out. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully my mic quality isn't that bad. I just kind of been testing around. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, Bison out.